Well, this caught me by surprise. Was not expecting a new trailer, but we'll go over it bit by bit and give my thoughts. Let's go.
You wanna sleep on our turf? You gotta pay the rent, old man.
Hey, leave him alone!
You don't know how you did that, do you?
Okay, from that 13 seconds alone, I can say this is definitely reworking the lore. Seiya seems to be a typical teen, but one who grew up in a tough foster home and not by the Grad Foundation. Can likely assume the same for the other Bronze Saints. Seiya appears to simply unlock his cosmos, likely via strong emotion or sense of justice going from the tone of this. He does a little force push and interestingly enough, there emits aura-like wings from his back, either foreshadowing his constellation, the Pegasus and Sagittarius, or foreshadowing way into the Hades arc, where wings come from his armor.
Allow me to explain. Throughout history, there have been warriors called knights.
Okay, we see Mitsumasu Kaida talking to Seiya. He is alive and knows full well the story of the Saints and gives Seiya some lore. Okay, we have an image of random Bronze Saints facing off against military. I would say that's not a random image of a soldier, but of a villain for the series. And of course, you have the gods in the background. Zeus, Poseidon, and Athena. Okay, the change here is instead of brutally training his whole life to don the Pegasus cloth, he will simply learn of it in his teens and likely don it, become a saint within a year, I would assume. Another shot of the Leo Gold Saint. Honestly, I think it looks really undetailed and stiff the more you look at it, though it might just be his face. Kiki is oddly under Leo, which is odd because they were not allies this early in the manga. You see an attack helicopter having no effect on the Gold Saint, as it should be. Honestly, the same should be even for Silver Saints, but we will see. We have the first Gold Saint attack, Lightning Plasma. Though honestly, it looks to me like he might have missed every single shot.
I believe Athena will save the world. Whenever Athena is in danger, the night.
The large black saints. You can see one shoot a very anime-ish evil energy ball that our favorite girl Sean tries to block.
Come into existence. This is your destiny.
Attack together.
Okay, here we go. We see the Bronze Saints in action versus the military. Even though we see shots of their techniques, I'm going to guess those will be rare, and they will be throwing energy balls for most of this anime. I'm also going to take a guess that there'll be a no-kill rule, but I could be wrong.
I should have killed you earlier.
Dark forces are rising, and you see Iki honestly looking really badass. I hope they keep the darker tone with him. If so, he would truly be the standout in this anime. And Pegasus Fantasy in English sounds solid to me.
If we die together.
Okay, we have the scene of the Bronze Saints trying to fight off Iki. We see Seiya using Sean's chains, so we will have that random scene here as well. Okay, you have a very cool and dynamic fight scene of the Bronze Saints fighting sanctuary guards. I hope that's a sign of what we can expect, but I'm going to guess that scenes like that will be few and far between. And our date, coming July 19th. Now what do I think so far? Much better trailer than the last for sure. We got some action, better sense of the story. Now I can safely say this is not a remake of the anime, but more of a Seiya reimagining. In fact, I will compare this to the Ratchet and Clank reimagining on the PS4. That game, while critically well received, it drew much of the resentment from fans for a childish retelling of the story and presentation of characters. That led to an hour-long video essay with over 1 million views you can find. In fact, if I was more of a purist and looking for views, I would say Netflix killed Seiya's Edge. But I hate video essays, and I don't have the mental aptitude to make an hour-long video like that. But in the end, I see that being the fate of this series. But hopefully, like that Ratchet and Clank game, it does better than all previous games and stokes the flame for a more faithful adaptation. Now with me personally, I will review this series in 2 ways. One, as just a kids show inspired by an older series, and as an adaptation of the Saint Seiya series. You might have noticed I'm not talking about the Shun controversy. That's because her lack of screen time makes me think they're ignoring her. By the way, I noticed just now they are calling this series Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac and not Knights of the Zodiac Saint Seiya. Well, I guess that keeps in line with tradition. Well, that's it. Tell me what you guys think. I'm confident that it won't be terrible, but likely kinda generic Chosen One story. Later guys, and please tell me what you think and sub.